Today is Parental Alienation Awareness Day. Um, as far as I know, that's what's happening. April 25th, Parental Alienation Awareness Day. I don't believe I'll be outside protesting today, but I might be. I'm not sure. It's 4 in the morning, and I don't know. I might work. I might go protest. Might do both. Might do neither. So all options are on the table. What I am going to do is I'm going to run through some emails that I sent to a whole bunch of people, um, people who work at the court in Massachusetts, psychiatrist, lawyer, the mother involved in the case. My father's on this email. I started adding in chief of police from Mohegan as soon as I got banned from there, which seemed like a retaliatory measure for inquiring about my son's safety. There's probably some Massachusetts state officials on the email too. I don't know. Um, but I'm becoming very loud because what they're doing is very, very wrong. And you should never separate a child from their biological parent unless there's a really, really good reason to do so. And the way that this case is stacking up, it looks like there might be a really, really good reason to separate my son from his mother. Our next court appearance is on May 5th, and that court appearance is to hear why the lawyer is withdrawing from the case. Anyway, we got all sorts of stuff that we send these guys. I don't know if I mentioned the psychiatrist, right, is on this email. So one of the things that we talk about, or that I brought up, is the targeting program, right? And in one of the sessions, the psychiatrist asked me, "How is this going to help you get time with your son, or how is this going to help you get your son back?" Or I forget how she phrased it. And I just kind of would phrase that or position that as, how do you expect to live in a normal society when pedophiles run the United States government, right? We all want our children growing up in a good environment. And it's irresponsible to look at the chemtrails that are being dumped on us 24/7 and the egregious crimes that have taken place and committed by the people in positions of power, and to allow this to continue and think that it's okay, right? So anyone who's not paying attention has no idea. But if you are paying attention, the courts are corrupt, the government is corrupt, and that we've just been lied to every step of the way. So why is it relevant? How does it help me and help my son? I don't want my son growing up in an environment with nanotechnology, 24-hour surveillance, gang stalking, intimidation, manipulation, and child trafficking. Nobody wants that for our kids, right? Oh boy, there's so many, aren't there? Uh, I thought this was gonna read a little easier. I mean, it's easy to go back and forth if I click on this.
It's the Freemasons, people. These are
What?
Freemason courts, these are Freemason judges, and the reality is secret societies need to be eliminated from our government, which is what the Full Disclosure Act is all about.
Right, to the people. Just whatever I find, a lot of stuff, has to do with the family courts, and a lot of it is, you know, social issues and whatever else stuff that also needs to be addressed. Let's see. Got a YouTube video. The reason I'm so comfortable calling you all out and standing on principles of right versus wrong is because I have amazing parents who took the time to raise us when we were young. Mind blower, right? Put it together, people. who have been appointed to positions of power who are presently abusing it and abusing the mind and development of my son. Yeah, I mean that's exactly what it is. I've seen my son 2 hours in 2026. He's 3.5. He is growing and developing so fast at this age. I changed like 5 pooped up diapers. I'm told that he's potty trained now, right? And they want to tell me that I have mental health issues. Hey, we're just gonna fucking keep you away from your son. We're gonna target you with energy weapons for a decade plus, and you can't really see your kid. And we're gonna tell you have mental health issues, and just act normal, right? Let's see. I tried to loop in Lynn Malerba. Um, Lynn Malerba sounds like a cunt who traffics kids. That's who Lynn Malerba sounds like. Apparently, Lynn Malerba knows my son. I don't know, right? We can we can just look at the app close message here, right, from the mother. It says the entire tribe are our cousins and family when I asked as my son met Lynn Malerba. So, yeah, that's nice. Um, I don't know. Maybe we call her into court. Maybe we just ask to add another witness, right? If Lynn knows my son and I'm calling her, about mediation and peace offering or intervening, to help me see my son, and she knows my son, and then her response is to ban me from the property. Uh, but what do you know about my son? I mean, what are you trying to hide? Seems like a weird line to take, but what do I know? Michael Day, I don't know. I think he's a state rep. When I was allowed to see my son in 2026, YWCA supervised visit, my son greeted me like a dog. Yeah, that's pretty concerning. I read this as a sign of grooming, and I filed that um, as part of my affidavit um, with the court. So I asked for that to be added to the docket on May 5th. I requested a specific schedule to see my son. I included the YWCA note taker Drake, something from the YWCA, his notes indicating that my son was acting like a dog. Wildly inappropriate. When I was allowed to see my son in 2026, YWCA supervised visit, my son greeted me like a dog. I read this as a sign of grooming, or if you're the family court's standard operating procedure. My father sent me to school with handwritten notes if I showed up at Cedar School that I never had a say in his attendance to give him a note or a picture. Shoot, I'd probably be arrested or committed. Thank you for destroying tradition and the family unit. Be proud of yourselves when you cash those taxpayer checks on Friday or tribal money or whomever is funding this disgrace. Be proud. Pride. That's y'all's thing, right? And it's true. At the North, I don't know if anyone's been to the Northampton Family and Probate Court um, in Northampton, Massachusetts, but they have symbolism all over that bitch. They got the gay pride flags and shit. I think they took some of it down, but they still have, weird artwork. And the people sign their email, he, hers, his, they, them. I'm a fucking banana. They don't, it's just, what the fuck, right? Seriously, what the fuck? And then you got the Massachusetts Parentage Act. I'm pretty sure that says that anybody with, you know, blue hair or traffics kids can have access to your children. I don't really know. It's all fake and gay. Is that hate speech, motherfuckers? What was that video they did We're coming for your children. Uh, what's it called when the majority of people have a similar view, opinion, or consensus? I did not make this meme. I simply relay the voice of the people. I would have put family courts instead of CPS if I made the meme. Anyway, have a great day trafficking kids for cash. I'm sure nobody noticed, and you guys will all escape accountability because you're all above the law and protected by the bills and laws created to protect your child trafficking business. Honestly, don't even give it a second thought. Has anyone seen my son? No, no, I'm sure this is totally normal coming from a building with gay pride flags mounted on the walls and a workforce with he, she, they, them elephant bananas on their email signatures. Don't worry about the apartment fire. Car accident, mother telling me to kill myself repeatedly in front of the child, child attempting to kiss my penis, parental alienation, coercive control, delayed DNA test, or my son's 14th Amendment rights. Totally normal, right? All right, that's probably a good spot to end it. Um, Anybody who's telling the truth right now, shout out to you. Good job. I'm proud of you. I know that this is hard. I know that uh, it's difficult, right? But we are doing the right things. For everyone else who's a shill, if you are a federal government employee, if you are law enforcement, if you are anyone who's lying and obfuscating the truth to suppress people, to gaslight people, to violate their constitutional rights and their God given rights, if you are anyone who is violating the law, if you are anyone who is lying about the truth right now, go fuck yourself. You can't avoid this. In fact, you probably and likely know that you can't avoid this right now.